Yo, 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 welcome back to the Untold Season 2, Episode 2. And in this episode, we look at our lives in high school. Yes, this one has been waited for a long time. I want to thank you so much, guys, for the support. It's been really nice to see what you guys have been thinking about it, and I really like it when you give me a response. So, in this episode, I wanted to look at our memories in high school, how we were, the things we did, and some funny memories and funny times and trying times that we had. I'm actually really proud of you guys to see where you guys have come from, because you guys look like fetuses right now. Like in these photos. I don't mean like right now, but you get what I'm saying anyway. So, here are some memories I wanted to share with you guys, to just feel nostalgic, be proud of who you are, be proud of like where you came from. Because me, to be honest, I'm really happy to see what you guys are doing with your lives, how you're changing people's lives, how you're touching people. Yes, I know some of you might say you're like, but I'm not really touching anyone's life, but I bet you are in your own way. So that's what I have to say about that. So here are some good and bad times. Feel nostalgic like I am. I feel it. But yeah, here are some memories. Oh, and to your right is the terrorist of the school, Mr. Mzenge himself. I was always afraid of this man. But anyway, we'll continue the story. Let's continue with the story. So, if you guys remember, I left off from part 2 to continue in part 3, and the story was of the 007s, where 3 guys somehow managed to escape Mzenge's punishments. So, you must be asking, who are the 3 guys? Well, it was me, Allen, and Gisheru. Well, of course, I'm Ray. And we were kind of like tired of doing frog jams and whatnot, and I'm like, nah, we can't do this anymore. So I was like, hey guys, we need to form a plan that is going to be executed perfectly, and we're going to do this and this and this till we get to the point where we're like, we actually did it. So here was the plan, and I'll explain to you. The plan was to sneak past Mzai and wait for the sun to move 15 minutes for each movement. So the sun, of course, you guys know, moves after every 15 minutes, and the idea was to wait for 15 minutes to make our movements. And the idea was to stall so that the crowd that will come at exactly 7 for breakfast would help us blend into that crowd. And that was the idea behind it. So I'm sure you guys must be wondering, how did we do it? Well, we did the same thing that I've just told you. We took 15 minutes for each and every step, and as we continued, we were like, there's probably a 0.1% chance that this might actually work. But you know what? We carried on with the plan. You guys must be thinking, yeah, we were caught. For sure, we were caught. We couldn't have done it. But thanks to this crowd, we somehow managed to do it. And we did it with perfect execution. Before you know it, we were blending into the crowd. And it took a lot of slow, careful movements. And before you know it, boom, we were already with the crowd. And nobody would have known that we weren't there all this time during preps. And before you also know it, we were already in the breakfast hall, eating and celebrating our victory. And we're like, we've accomplished what we needed to do. Now you guys must be wondering, what happened to Mzai? Well, he was still looking for us. Or maybe not, but he was definitely looking for something there. But anyway, let me move on to the second story. And this story is about, did a cookie expel us? Now, I want to introduce to you someone that is very special. It's our good friend of mine. Some of you guys might know her, some of you guys might not know her. So, do you guys remember the girl from season 1, my desk mate? So, we never talked for like a year back in school. until I broke a pencil, and then she was like, yeah, maybe this guy is not so bad after all. So that's how we began talking after I broke a pencil. And that's how the conversation started. And since then, even after high school, we've been good friends. So help me welcome Cynthia, my good friend, as she's going to tell you the second part of the story of how a cookie landed us in trouble. So let's go with that story.
So it was Thursday at around 6:37. It was just after supper and everyone was everywhere. People were at the tent, others were just from the canteen, others were just walking around the corridor doing nothing, playing around with the fire extinguisher, that's normal Juja stuff. And this one teacher was going around classes collecting snacks because there had been an ant infestation or something, and now we weren't allowed to have snacks in class. So he had just come from the previous class and had entered ours and so he had taken this bag of confiscated stuff. I can't say that word. Yeah, the bag of illegal snacks from classes, and he kept them on my desk. And that time I was desk mates with Ray. So he went around collecting from the rest of the class. And, because he was at the back and we sat at the front, I told Ray, we can have a bite of it. He's not going to notice. So I took one and then I gave him one. And the people at the front row, people also seated at the front row, saw us, and there were like 7. So we gave them part of it as well. So by the time it's coming back, the wrapper is empty. There's no cookie inside. And so he looked at it and he's like, where's the snack that was here? And so everyone laughs because, everyone has seen us eating while he was at the back taking snacks. And so he told us, the 7 of us, to go to the staff room and kneel down. And we had to write statements of what had happened. So before we wrote the statements, the 7 of us, we came together and we came up with a story. Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but there was a story. We all wrote the same thing. So yeah, he told us to go to bed because it was already 9 p.m. We used to go to sleep at 9. Yeah, at 9. So the next day, you think something like that, it's so small, it's so little, itaisha too, story ita die. But then we were called again, and this time we were called to the procurement block, and everyone was being interviewed. It was like it was grilling. No, that was grilling because they were asking so many questions. Yeah, they were really getting there, and they were making you nervous and everything. So once they finished the questioning, they already had the answers because someone had snitched in our class. Those fucking snitches. Yeah, so someone had snitched, and regardless of what we told them, they already knew the whole story. So the 7 of us were facing suspension or expulsion. We weren't quite sure because of a cookie. That school is so petty. Anyway, yeah, so they came up to a decision that we'll just sweep the compound. So the next morning at around 6:30, it was during preps. Yeah, it was during morning preps, and it was 6:30, and we were cleaning the compound. And so as we were cleaning the compound, I was at the gate, the very far end of the compound, and these other guys were closer to the school, the administration. And then I had someone being slapped. So I rushed back and I asked, "Ni imefanyika, what's happening?" Then I was told our classmate had slapped. Had slapped a teacher because he told her to clean a spot that she had already cleaned, and she had already told him. It was a whole thing. She was just, I don't know who was being petty in this situation. Maybe both of them just woke up on the wrong side of the bed that day. But yeah, that was the story of how we almost got expelled because of a cookie.